It hits different. It hits a little different because I'm in your space. Is that hard to be in? I mean, being a creative, is it hard to have people around you? Before we get into all that, please, let's be cordial, let's be formal. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Phillip Conley Jr. and I'm so glad and so amazed that I'm in your space. Welcome to the Elephant Room. Like I said, please come on in, get comfortable. Make sure you make eye contact with everybody around you. Make sure that everybody's got their comfort items. Yeah, make sure that you got your blankets and your pillows and whatever else you need. Turn all devices down or off that's not playing the Elephant Room, and turn the ones that are playing the Elephant Room, turn it all the way up, baby, please. Please, we got a lot on the table and we need to address it far and fast and make sure that we have understanding. Make sure that we got our understanding. And while you're at it, grab your cups. Yes, grab your cups, fill them up with your white, red wine, Prosecco, Moscato, Merlot, Cabernet, your Hennessy, or your apple juice, or just simply water. Let's raise it up in the air, please. Raise it up in the air, and I would like to propose a toast to us, to the creatives. Let us not have obstacles or boundaries based on people's misinterpretations or misunderstandings about us. Let us continue to do what we do and do what we love, and that's create. Cheers. Like I led into this thing, is it difficult being a creative? Is it challenging to be a creative? Is it hard being a creative influence or a person that has an imagination in your circle? Is it tough, or is it heavy being the person that is always daydreaming or always brainstorming or always throwing ideas at your inner circle or people closest to you? Is it hard? Is it tough? Do you run into awkward situations or awkward moments just by being creative, just by being who you were created to be? I mean, I find it difficult sometimes. I find it very, and when I say difficult, uncomfortable, or very, very intriguing, is that I would call myself a creative, and I come into contact and observe so many situations that it make you side eye. Like, what? You ever been minding your business and something happened and you be like, what? Like, why is this even happening here? Like, what did I do to solicit these events that are happening in front of me? I'm just trying to be who I am, and at this moment it's creative. But every now and then, like I said, I run into obstacles or run into brick walls, or I run into just uncomfortable situations, whether it be people or whether it be situations or whether it be myself. And I had to pose the question, I had to bring it to the Elephant Room, I had to put it on the table and ask, is it hard for others? Is it hard for others to be creative? If we break it down a little bit further, I believe there's two types of creatives. There's two types of creatives. You got your public creators, and then you got your private creatives. Obviously, you can tell the difference. One, people or the mass can see, and the other is done behind closed doors, right? And I admire individuals that are behind closed doors, that are closeted creatives. I do, because they seem to have created wonderful or beautiful boundaries for themselves. Like, they do their 9 to 5, or they do their career thing, they do their their mom or dad thing, they do the family thing, or they do whatever routine they have, and then they enjoy their creativity on their own time. They enjoy creativity in their spare time. They doodle, or they draw, or they write, or they design, whatever it is they do it in their own confines of their home, or whatever private space that they have. It's not open for the masses. It's not open for just the general public to see. They work on their craft privately, and it stays like that. It's a sense of mystery when it comes to private creatives. Those are the type of people that you know them for 15, 20, 35 years, and then you didn't find out that they had a creative bone or creative unction in their body until recently, until they were ready for you to see that. You know what I mean? Like, they've been doing this thing for so long. They've been studying this thing for so long. They've been enjoying this thing by themselves for so long that they kept it from the world until now. But when you ask them, like, how long you been doing this? 10 years, 15 years. Oh my God. What? I admire individuals like that. Like I said, it's the boundary thing. It's the fact that I can do this, or I can be profound, or I can be liberal, I can be whatever I want to be. I can daydream, or I can dream, or I can manifest whatever I want to manifest behind closed doors. But this is just for me. I'm good enough just being healed by myself. I'm good enough just being just expressing myself to myself. I'm good with that. I had strongly admire, and if you are one of those individuals that are listening to this right now, hey, I salute you. Let me know in the comments if you are. You don't have to tell me your talents, or you don't have to tell me what you dabble in creatively. Just let me know, I'm a private creative, you know what I mean? And I do my thing, and I keep it where it is. And if we flip the other side of the coin, we obviously see the public creative, and this is an individual that creates for the masses. And they may not create for the masses, but they create where the general public can see. And there's a lot of things, and these individuals have boundaries as well. Let's not, let's not get it twisted. These individuals have boundaries as well. They know where their, creative capacity starts and begins. These individuals understand the arenas that they are in, and what type of audience that they have, or what type of audience they are trying to attract. And if you are creative and you do not know those things, I hope you would do a little bit more research on who you want to serve, or who your art is for, or who you were trying to inspire, who you were trying to talk to. If your focus is, okay, I want to help somebody, and by me doing this action is helping somebody, I hope you would know who that somebody is. That makes sense. I hope that would make sense. Hey, I'm just the average Joe in the middle, asking the questions that need answers and giving suggestions that may not have been said already. I'm just playing my role. Please. I'm just playing my role. So if you're a public creative and you know who your audience is, or you know the type of people that you're trying to reach, you too have boundaries as well. You know what I mean? And these individuals try to get out, or try to do their thing, or try to get it in front of as many faces as they can. I'm one of them. I do the Elephant Room, and yes, I love and appreciate the people that have been here since day one, been here since the early days, been here since the episodes were 7 minutes long, because I believe that, attention span wasn't I guess it wasn't our attention span. It wasn't long, and it is not. But the people were like, yo, Phillip, you got to make them longer, man. What are you doing? You got to at least make them 30 minutes plus. And, we've been rocking ever since. But like I said, I appreciate everyone that's been here since day one. And if you're new here, I appreciate you as well. But that's why I do it. I try to get my art. I try to get my creation. I try to get my expression in front of as many new faces as I can. If you've come by because you saw a snippet of the podcast, I appreciate it. If you come by because you heard something from one of your coworkers, or you heard something from a cousin, or a Facebook post, or a tweet, or an Instagram remix, I appreciate it. But that's all in the work of a public creative. They're trying to get their art in front of as many faces as they can. And hopefully, if you were riding the fence, if you were seesawing between public and private creative, I hope that I helped you, make your decision whether you want to stay behind closed doors and nobody gets to enjoy your art, nobody get to enjoy your creation, nobody get to enjoy your imagination. Cool. But if you're a public creative and you are inviting individuals inside your imagination, inside where you live, inside of what you deem as valuable, we sometimes can come across a lot of interesting things, a lot of interesting situations. Creatives as a whole, just create out of love and passion, right? Because I care, because I want to talk to the people that experience awkward moments but never get to talk about it, because I experience awkward moments myself but also find humor and life lessons in them. I want to display it, and hopefully somebody else gravitates towards it. I'm passionate about that. I love things like that. I love conversation. Bare bones, I'm a conversationalist. I do all of this because I'm in love with it. I'm in love with conversation. I'm in love with laughing, and I'm in love with talking about things that make us uncomfortable, but how we grow. And that's where you find public creatives. They are loving and they're passionate about whatever it is they're displaying, right? But there's some individuals that may have that misconstrued. There's some individuals that may not understand a creative, and I think that's the most common thing that we come across in our world is creatives, and there's individuals that they're spectators. There's creatives and then there's spectators. There's creatives and there's individuals that is experiencing the creation. They're not participating because they're not creating anything. They're just experiencing what the creative has brought to the table, right? And 9 times out of 10 and 85% or 99% or whatever it is your percent, let me know in the comments what your percent is of individuals or times individuals have misunderstood you, times where there have been misunderstandings out of thin air. Like I said, these individuals or these people or these times, you might not even be doing anything. You might be minding your own business, and somebody will come up with some type of bullshit about your art or about your creation. Like they come, what? Is that story true, what you said on that one podcast episode? Like, what? It's cool to have conversation, but you already started with the side eye? You already started with the assumption of the side eye? Was that true? No, bruh. Ladies and gentlemen, it has to be a difference when you question or you want to have a conversation, right? There has to be a difference between just genuinely being curious and coming with an assumption, right? I would hope so. But maybe not. Like I said, let me know in the comments. Maybe not. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just how I take it. Maybe that's just my expectation. Maybe that's just my pride. I'm already side-eyeing individuals that come and ask questions about it. I mean, maybe that's just me. But if it's not, let me know. But like I said, we're already inside of our passion, and individuals come and misinterpret or misunderstand, or they come with assumptions and not just coming to learn, but they're coming just to prove something. And I think that's another common area of what creatives experience all the time. Don't you know that I'm doing this to release? I'm doing this to relieve myself. I'm doing this to get this weight off me. I would like to cuss you out. I would like to scream. I would like to shout. I would like to run this car off the road. I would love, I would love to break windows and bust car doors, but I'll podcast. I'll write. I'll sculpt. I'll design something. I'll vlog, or I'll blog. I'll do something creative to get this weight off me. I'll do something creative to take my mind off of things. I'll do something creative so that energy, that negative energy can be turned into positive energy. I'm trying to release. If you didn't know that, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm not saying this is all creators, I'm just saying, hey, this is just for me. How about that? And if it's for other creatives out there and you're listening and you're watching, let me know in the comments on YouTube and Facebook. Let me know. But I believe that because we are creative, it's to turn whatever we have, it's to turn our resources, and sometimes it's pain, sometimes it's suffering, sometimes it's irritation, sometimes it's happiness. We turn our resources of life into a product that other people can enjoy. We take the resources of our life and turn it into a product that other people can relate to, and maybe help somebody along the way so that they can deal with their stress, they can deal with their grievance, they can deal with their strife and agony and pain and hurt and happiness, and they can feel better. They can feel 10 times better. They were feeling 2 times better, but now they're feeling 15 times better because they came across the elephant room. A lot of creatives take the resources from their life and turn it into a product that others can enjoy. And I don't know if a lot of people know that. Like, we're not just doing this just because and like I said, that's the difference we're talking about public creatives. That's the difference between public and private. Even if you're a private creator and you invite people into your world or your process or whatever it is, we're not just doing it just to do it. We're doing it for a reason. It might simply just be to get better. I just want to get better at this thing, so I do it privately, but I want you to see it. That takes a lot. That takes something. I hope you don't count it small when someone invites you in, or someone asks you for an opinion, or someone allows you to see something that they don't usually let other people see. Don't count it small. That is a special place from a creative. That is a special place, ladies and gentlemen, and I hope that you enjoy it. I hope you embellish in it. I hope that you big that person up. I hope that you encourage that person. I hope that you love on them and really, really reverence it as an opportunity, because it is. To be in a sacred place of an individual that isn't seen by a lot of people, it's a special place. It is a special place, because I would believe that creatives go through what I call a secret vault. Like, because we use these avenues to release, because we use these avenues to unwind or reflect or to process, they may not have a lot of meaning per se. They may not make sense. There might be pieces over here, there might be pieces over there. But all in all, this creative is a secret vault because they're not verbally saying what they're going through. They're not verbally voicing what it is that's impacting them. They're not verbally saying or talking about their pain, hurt, or happiness, or accomplishments, or goals. They're not, but it's coming out in their art. It's coming out in their creations. It's coming out in their imagination and in their innovation. So if you have individuals that are creative, check on them. Think about them. Because they could be going through something that's secret. They could be going through secretly. A lot of people are coming up missing or coming up dead or coming up dismantled because they were going through privately. Nobody knew. How could we help? Nobody knew. How could we lend a hand? But hey, just you texting and just like, yo, I was thinking about you. That goes a long way. Just you letting them know, hey, whatever I saw or the little piece that I saw, it was amazing. And I hope that I see more, and I hope that you show other people. That goes a long way. Some creatives, private and publicly, some creators believe that their stuff isn't good enough. But art is subjective. It's based on opinion. Art creation is based on opinion. Look at God. Every day there's a human trashing Earth. This is a piece of shit. This landfill is, we're done for. And like God's up there like, God damn, like sheesh. I spent 7 days on this. I spent 6 days on this. I'll put in the work on this, and you just gonna shit on it like that? Jeez. Art creation it's subjective. But there's individuals, there's creators out there, there's creatives out there, there's innovators, there's influencers out there that believe that they're just not good enough. That's not true. That's my opinion. That's not true. One person in the world believes that you're enough. One person in the world believes that we need more, whatever it is you have to offer. One person here on earth believes you have everything that you need and more. One person on earth believes that you have hidden things that you don't even know about. And they only reveal themselves until you dabble in your creative process or your creative or innovation or imagination. And that one person is me. That one person is me. So, like I said, if you find yourself in a sacred place of a creative and looking at art or being asked about an opinion, be honest. Share your opinion. But also know that it's a sacred place and that you should give them a word of love, man. Give them a word of love. I simply believe also, I simply believe that individuals, creatives we're not in the business of running people over. If we're experiencing something or something bothered us or something that we're going through, we're not actually going to put that on display, because then we got to talk about it. Then you bring more opinions inside of our already chaotic mind. That's not necessarily something that we try to do. And like I said, and this is based off of my opinion. My little old opinion is subjective. And if you believe differently, I would love to hear your opinion. I would love to hear how you process. I would love to hear, like I said, in this aspect or in this context, that you do like running people over. You do like putting people on display. You do like clout chasing. You do like clout chasing. That would be the opposite of this. Like I'm not, if I'm into it or if I experience something at work, I'm not going to get on here and name drop. I'm not going to get on here and say this person and that person and this is what happened or whatever, because that's just not what I'm into. I'm not here to bring up your name for any reason, but I am here to talk about my experience. I'm here to talk about my experience. I'm not here to talk about you. You may be a part of it, but I really don't need to bring you up. I learned a lot from the lesson that I learned from you. I learned a lot what's going on in my life. I learned a lot of the role you played, but I really don't need to bring you up. Your role, yes, but you know. And a lot of people need to understand that everything is not about you. Everything is not about you. Everything is not about your life, or everything is not about your relationship. Everything is not about who you are as a person. As a creative, you draw inspiration just off a commercial. As a creative or an innovator, you draw off inspiration from the sky, and you could come up with a whole storyline. You could come up with a whole display of things, that some train of events, and it may sound real. It may feel real. It may look real, but it's not. And that's the beauty of being a creative. You pull and draw people in. You make them feel like they are a part of whatever it is you're talking about right now. Right now. And that prompts questions, that prompts assumptions. But it doesn't necessarily mean it's true, ladies and gentlemen. That's my point. It doesn't necessarily mean it's true. It doesn't necessarily mean it's true. You got to repeat things to individuals, because some have selective hearing. Some have selective. You could tell somebody the truth twice, and on the third time, they'll believe you. You could tell them the truth 2 times. Oh, yeah, that was that. Oh, yeah, that was that. Yeah, that was that. Oh, okay. Just making sure. You just asked me 2 times. You was just making sure on the third one. Doesn't mean it's always true, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, we're inspired by experiences. We're inspired by experiences. Hearing you come to me about how you feel about my art, negatively, how you feel. Yo, I get in my feelings when I listen. Why would you get in your feelings? Why not have a conversation? Why get in your feelings? Why not have conversation? Why get in your feelings? Why not have conversation? It seems like when you get in your feelings over having conversation, you may not know me. You may not know the creative well enough. You may not know the creative that you are experiencing their art from. You may not be as close as you think you are. It's a tough pill to swallow, and it's hard to think about, but the creative may be like, yo, I thought we were better than this. The creative might look at you like, we've been locked in for a minute. Why do you feel this way, or why do you feel that way? Why do we have to go through this? I'm just expressing myself, and the difference between me and somebody else is I put it on display. Somebody 2 rows down might feel the same way, and we'll never know unless I put it on display. And then they say, oh man, I connect with that. And now you have a connection with somebody else. Somebody that you never would talk to. Somebody you would never think would be going through what we talked about. But now they are. Now we have something else to dig in. We have more common ground. We have another network to tap into. We have another mind to be intrigued with. Why cloud that with feelings? Why cloud that with feelings? And it's something because I talk, or creatives talk, or paint, or write, or post, or do spoken word about the things that you talk about privately. You talk about these things privately. You talk about your traumas. You talk about how you want to grow. You want to start a business, or you want to retire at a certain age, or you got this Pinterest board, or you got it. I'm just talking about it publicly. That's the difference between you and me. I just talk about it publicly, but because I talk about it publicly, or I talk about certain things publicly, or I talk about certain subjects, or have a certain personality, the rules are a little different for me. Why? I just create. I just distribute. I do this for me. I do, like I said before, I do this to release. I do this to express. I don't do it for reporters. I don't do it for the individuals that are watching my stuff just to report back to individuals. I don't do that for them. I do it because I love it. I do it because I love the individuals that interact and engage with it. I do it because it's needed. There's so many people that watch my art, so many people that watch my creation, watch my innovation, but never interact with me. That is a huge, gigantic problem. If you're watching my stuff religiously, if you're watching my stuff consistently, but you don't interact with me, if you're around me, if you are around me and you know what I do, or you have not even know what I do, because it doesn't matter. I don't matter. You know what I'm saying? I do not matter in your world. I don't matter in your world. I'm not a big deal in your world, right? But if I'm around you and you have thoughts about my work, or you have thoughts about my creation, you have thoughts about my innovation, you have thoughts about my design or my strategy or my tactics, but you don't have conversation with me, that's a huge problem. You watch my stuff privately and it's, oh yeah, this and that. Oh yeah, this and that. But when you're around me, it's, hey, how's it going? How you feeling? Oh, fantastic. Oh, yeah. Get behind closed door. That's how they feel? Oh, wow. I was just in front of you 2 days ago. You had nothing to say? Are you afraid? Are you afraid of the response you were going to get? There are some individuals that peep creatives and innovators' work or creations and look for clues. They look for clues. They look, okay, this must mean this. He's talking about, or he's writing about this, so this must mean, okay, AB 79 equals 18. Got it. What? You're looking for something that's not there. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, just because it's expressed, just because it's displayed, does not mean it's true. There's a thing called Hollywood. There's a thing called social media. Doesn't mean it's true. Doesn't mean it's true. Doesn't mean it's true. But there are individuals that are consumed with finding clues, consumed with making sense of whatever you post or whatever you write or whatever you record. There are individuals that are sitting right now waiting for your next Snapchat, just so they can figure out where you are, just to put two and two together. Oh, okay. They posted a photo of their suitcase. Now they're in LA. Got it. They took a flight last night, even though you took a flight this morning. You're looking for clues, baby. That's not, it doesn't even make sense to even look for it. But some people are doing it. You just gotta create for you, man. You gotta create for you. And like I said before, you gotta understand and know your audience. You gotta understand and know your audience. Don't just shoot in the dark. Don't just create and throw it out there. No, have somebody in mind. Sitting in the studio and I'm creating podcast episodes. In my mind, I'm sitting in a room full of people. In my mind, I'm in front of thousands of people. In my mind, I'm in front of people that love and care about awkward moments and enjoy sipping on their drink and enjoy sitting in blankets and comfy pillows and Crocs and slippy shoes. Like that. That's what's going on in my mind, and I do it for them. Whether I see it in real life or not, it's real to me because it lives in my mind. I do it for them. I don't do it for the reporters. I don't do it for the people that's looking for clues. I don't do it for the detectives. I don't do it for the people that would interact with my art privately but never talk to me about it or even indulge in my story, indulge in who I am genuinely as a person. I don't do it for them. I do it for the voiceless. I do it for the people that go through secretly. I do it through the creatives, for the creatives. I do it for the creatives. Now dig this. Individuals or creatives on the flip side. We talked about from a spectator standpoint, where spectators are invited into your space and the etiquette that they should have when they are in that space, whether giving you love or props or not counting it small that they are in that space. But for you creatives, we definitely got to pay attention to the response that we get from others, whether that be other creatives or just spectators. If you're asking or showing people in your inner circle or whoever it is, if you're asking and showing people your opinion, your creative art, pay attention to their response. Pay attention to their response. It may be all negative if you really listen to it. If you ask this person 4 or 5 times what they thought about different pieces, and every single time they're like, I mean, you could do better. Oh, and I'm not saying you can't. I'm not saying you can't do better, but how come you haven't reached it yet? You feel like you've reached a plateau. You feel like you've reached a space where you want to display it to at least one person. But you've done it 5 times and yet this person feels like it's not good enough? Still? You need a second opinion. And I would wonder if you want to continue to ask that person to look or continue to validate that opinion that they give. Seriously. You got to pay attention to people's response. Like I said, it's nothing wrong with honest. It's nothing wrong with honesty. It's nothing wrong with people, giving or being frank. If they felt like you could do better, but here's a positive note, cool, I can take the negative with I can take constructive criticism. Constructive criticism is giving me a negative point on which I need to work with or work on, but also giving me a suggestion on how, or also letting me know that I'm on the right path, or also letting me know that if you just tweak it a little bit, you got it, that it'll be ready. Don't just slash me. Don't just trash me. Don't just throw me in the dump. You know what I So you gotta pay attention to people's response, man. You gotta pay attention to people's response. If you really got a problem, if you creatives, and like I said, these may be individuals looking to have a creative perspective because they may not be able to talk to you. So they're coming to the elephant room to find out a creative's perspective in what we think, or a way in which we could think. Because I'm not everybody. But if I really got a problem with you, man, I'll talk to you. You know what I mean? If I really have an issue with you and I deem it important and I deem that it needs to be fixed, I'm gonna be in your face. And I'm not saying aggressively. I'm saying you're gonna see me. We're gonna sit across the table from one another, and I'm gonna make sure you understand where I'm coming from. I'm gonna make sure you understand how I feel, and I'm gonna make sure you understand what I think we can do to get better. You don't have to look at my art. You don't have to look at my podcast episodes. You don't have to look at my posts. You don't have to look at my Snapchats or my IG stories to find out if I have a problem with you. You know, and I wouldn't rely on those things to get to know me either. I wouldn't rely on those things to get to know me either. Just FYI. Don't think you know me just because you watch my stuff faithfully. Don't think you know me just because you look at my podcast episodes. Don't think you know me just because you see me post, or you know that I'm passionate about awkward moments or individuals that go through secretly, or individuals that are deemed the black sheeps of their groups. Don't think you know me because you see that. I am multifaceted. I am more than what you could ever imagine. I am so many other things that I don't even know everything that I am. And it takes quite some time to get to know me. It takes quite the energy to get to know me. It takes quite the effort to get to know me. And I'm not saying I make it hard, but I'm saying you just don't know someone just because you sit down and have one conversation, or just because you know their name, or just because you know where they work out at, or you know that they routinely go to Willette's to get a donut, or they love Starbucks, or you know their favorite color. Doesn't mean you know that individual. And I would definitely encourage you to dig deeper into your relationships. People are more than what we can ever experience. People are more than what we can ever fit into a 2-hour session. People are more than whatever we can see on the internet. So from a creative standpoint and a spectator standpoint, dig deeper. Creatives, create more. And create for you. Spectators, don't count it small when you're in sacred places with a creative. Give love. Play your part, play your role. Don't be offended. Don't be offended. Come to learn, come to ask questions, but don't come to assume or trash. And I think, with my subjective opinion, I think we can get better if we start there. Ladies and gentlemen, I got to get out of here, man. It's been a beautiful moment. It's been a beautiful, absolute, crazy moment, but I love it all. I don't take your time lightly, so I don't want to take too much of it anymore. My name is Phillip Conley Jr. I am your host in the Elephant Room. So glad to be in your space. So glad to be around you. It's such a privilege. Don't forget that we have the Facebook community group, The Support System. Go ahead, join us over there for your daily dose of comedic relief, your daily dose of food for thought, man. If this episode has helped you in any type of way, go ahead, hit that like button. YouTube, hit that bell, subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you're in tune with other Elephant Room episodes that's being released on a weekly basis. And if you're solely listening to the podcast, I love you. Appreciate you. Subscribe to the podcast however you get it. Share this with your mom and your dad and your networks and your family and your kids, whoever. If you gain some type of value from this, share it. Share your thoughts as well. I appreciate you. I gotta get out of here. Until next time, peace and love.